So, kind of switching gears here a little bit, you mentioned in several interviews that Elvis Costello is one of your personal mentors and one of your personal friends by now, because you guys have worked with each other for years, right?
Yeah, I mean, we met him when we were in our late teens, and he kind of took us under his wing. And we feel really thankful for the experiences that he's given us. He's really showed us what it means to be a true artist. I mean, there's so much
Right.
respect that we have for what he's done with his entire career. You know, he's spanned different genres. He's done so many different things with his career. It's been a great learning experience for us to kind of see how one of the greats does it. Um,
Yeah.
and he shared the stage with us. I mean, all over the world. We've played with Elvis Costello, in Europe and Japan and all across the U.S. It's been a great relationship.
Yeah. So I'm curious when you go to him for advice, on a new album or maybe a new song or something, what do you typically say to him? Like, do you just ask him, like, can you please bless this album for us? Or like, how does it work?
Oh, I love this. This is Rebecca. It's definitely been a relationship of letters. We've been able to really maintain a strong correspondence, and like Megan said, being able to have spent so much time out on the road and just swapping stories and less swapping from us towards him and the opposite direction at catering, just picking his brain about his experiences and, the musicians that he has learned from, the records that he loves, the whole gamut. But whenever we've sent him material just to get his sixth sense or his gut reaction, it always feels a little bit surreal to be able to actually send a piece of work to someone that you just implicitly trust and respect, and to be able to have this person shoot you straight. It's definitely something
Hmm.
we don't take for granted, and we do send him demos with great fear and trembling because he will tell you what he thinks, and that's one of the main reasons that you love him.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then let's just hypothetically, let's say, he comes back and says something like, well, you need to go back to the drawing board. Do you like always take his advice, or has there ever been moments where you're just like, I don't know, I feel really strongly about this?
You got to follow your own gut, because I do think that that's one thing that we have definitely learned the hard way is that you can find yourself in, creative quandaries and try to seek advice, but no one can answer the question definitively correctly or incorrectly, because that's the beauty of art. It is subjective. So
Right.
I think especially in the last, 5, 6 years since we started our own record label, we've definitely been calling upon ourselves to dig deep into our own gut and make the call, because ultimately that is what our fans are trusting us to do. So when our fans buy a record, they know that it's curated and created by, Megan and Rebecca, and that's one of the reasons they want to buy it. But one thing I think that Elvis did suggest to us that we did, and advice that we did follow, was to embrace our roots. So we kind of went back and started listening to a lot of blues music, the music that inspired the artists that we grew up listening to, a lot of like Southern rock influences, like the Allman Brothers, and going back and listening to who the Allman Brothers were inspired by was a hugely influential move for us to have made, and kind of going back and embracing those roots felt like
Hmm.
a homecoming, and has made a huge difference in our lives.
Yeah, that's awesome. But other than Elvis, do you have any other people in your life that you trust for advice, inspiration, or things like that?
This is Rebecca. I'll be very curious to see who my sister says, because of course my number one answer is Megan. The fact that we are,
Aw.
we go way back, and we do tell each other just the truth, even when the truth is hard. And I think that that's one of the things that I think is so special about our relationship. But also, I feel really lucky that, I've married an incredibly talented musician, Tyler Bryant, and Megan has married an incredibly talented musician by the name of Mike Steele. And these are two people that, are really on the inside circle with us. And to be able to have, some creative conversations with with your significant others, that's also such a gift. So I definitely trust Tyler and Mike as well. They're the first to hear the songs and the records, and they weigh in.
We have a very small yet strong team of people